This is a Cayman GT4, and that is a C8 Corvette, and there is Speed Vegas's racetrack. So today we're gonna find out what these two cars feel like to drive on track. Alright, so I've got my helmet on, and before heading out on track, a big thank you to Speed Vegas and Exotics Racing for giving me the opportunity to drive these two amazing cars on track today. If you happen to be in Vegas, come out, do this attraction. It is amazing. Look at all the wonderful cars they've got here. GT2 RS, GT3 RS, they've got the 992 generation GT3 over there. Ferraris, Lamborghinis, of course, the Cayman GT4, the new Maserati. There's a Hellcat drift car and a ride along, and of course you could even drive race cars. Yes, you can drive a race car, so that's really cool. Now the Cayman GT4 and the Corvette, I chose these two cars because I felt like they were the closest competitors amongst their entire fleet, and I really wanted to get an on-track feel of how these two cars felt. So without further ado, let's get to the driving.
All right, Andy, ready?
So I got to drive 5 laps in each car and went with the Cayman first. Now I found that 5 laps isn't enough because it takes time to learn the track, but I think I got a decent feel of both cars, so let's listen into the Cayman first.
Brake straight ahead to the green, hold it steady. Now slowly ease off the brakes, apex back to your right, maintain that throttle, upshift 1. Apex to your left, work your way out. A little bit of throttle here, upshift. Get a good brake straight ahead to the green. Now slowly off the brakes, wait for the outer cone. Now look towards your apex on the left. A little bit of throttle here. Slowly squeeze on that throttle, maintain that throttle back to your right. Less throttle here, Andy. There you go, upshift 1. Apex to your left. Smoothly out, a little bit of throttle here. Now from here, we're gonna come off the gas. Let it coast all the way to your right. Now brake straight ahead to the green. Slowly off the brakes, apex to your left. Aim as straight as you can, back to your right. Apex to your left, upshift. Back over to your right, apex. There we go. Now brake straight ahead to the green. Downshift 1. Now we're gonna go in the inside. A little bit of throttle here. We're gonna hug this corner. Turn in more. Wait for it. Keep your eyes up. Unwind the wheel first and squeeze that throttle. Go, go, go. Upshift. Back over to your left. There we go. Keep it steady. Upshift. Now brake straight ahead to the green.
Down the straight, the Cayman pulls to 8,000 RPM really hard and feels right at home. The fastest I was able to pull down the straightaway was a little over 110 miles an hour.
Hold it steady. Slowly off the brakes, wait for the outer cone. Turn in more towards your apex. A little bit of throttle here. There we go. Maintain that throttle steady. Back to your right. Upshift. Keep it steady. Apex to your left. Upshift 1. There we go.
So right here at this apex is where I would keep getting thrown off and lose time. Because I was unfamiliar with the track, I kept thinking it was the last turn, turn 10, while it was actually turn 7, so I was expecting a swooping left, but would get an apex, and that definitely hurt my times with the Cayman.
The outer cone, you gotta swing it wider now. Now turn it towards your apex. Keep your eyes up, unwind the wheel, and squeeze. Go, go, go. Upshift. Back to your left.
Now my fastest lap in the Cayman GT4 was 1 minute 1.74 seconds, which is pretty laughable because I know some are lapping this thing in under 50 seconds, but hey, it was fun nonetheless. Now my last 2 laps were more of the same, so to spare some time, let's move to the Corvette. So setting off in the C8, I felt more familiar with the track, and as a result, my overall confidence was higher.
Straight ahead to the green, hold it steady. Now slowly off the brakes, apex to your right, a little bit of throttle here. Upshift 1. Apex to your left, work your way out to the right. Keep it going. And brake straight ahead to the green, downshift 1. Slowly off the brakes, wait for the outer cone, let it coast. Now turn in more, a little bit of throttle here. Look at your apex, there we go. Apex back to your right, maintain it, less throttle, maintain it. Apex to your left, stay left, keep it steady, upshift 1. A little bit of throttle here. Now off the gas, connected to your right. Let it coast. Now brake straight to the green. Slowly off, turn early. A little bit of throttle here.
You can see here that I was able to hit turn 7 a lot smoother and carried more speed than the GT4.
Brakes hard to the green. Downshift 1. Slowly off the brakes. Wait for the outer cone. Now turn in more. A little bit of throttle here. Unwind it out to the right. Go ahead and squeeze. Go, go, go. Upshift. Alright, keep it going. Upshift. And brake straight ahead to the green. Hold it steady.
As far as down the street, I was able to hit a little over 110 miles an hour, just like in the Cayman GT4. So both are pretty similar down the straight.
Brake straight ahead to the green. Hold it steady. Slowly off the brakes. Wait for the outer cone. Turn in more. Downshift 1.
Each of my laps were faster than the last, and again, I really contribute this to my elevated confidence behind the wheel. So I'm going to fast forward to my last lap, which was the fastest. Let's see what I turn in the Corvette.
And brake straight ahead to the green. Hold this steady. Downshift 1. Slowly off. Make that right. A little bit of throttle here. Apex to your left. Work your way out to the right. Give it more throttle. Give it a good brake straight to the green. Now slowly ease off the brakes. Wait for the outer cone. Keep it steady. A little bit of throttle. Maintain it. Apex back to your right. Keep it steady. Keep it steady. Maintain that throttle. Back to your left. Unwind just a little bit. Squeeze. Go, go, go. Off the gas. Back to your right. Upshift. Brakes to the green. Hard brakes. Slowly off. Turn early. A little bit of throttle. Back to your right. Apex to your left. Back to your right. Brake straight to the exit. Straight ahead.
So 58.59 seconds in the Corvette, 3 seconds faster than the GT4, and yes, 3 seconds is a lot, but I honestly feel that I could turn a much better time in the Cayman GT4 if I had more familiarity with the track. Nonetheless, the Corvette was faster, so not gonna take anything away from it. It is a very, very capable car on track. Overall, I do think that both of these cars are similar in performance. They just take different paths in doing it in terms of feel. And I'll explain that here in just a second.
All right, so I just finished driving the C8 as well, and I ended up driving the yellow one, not the blue one that I originally thought. And it doesn't matter, they're both Z51 equipped cars. Now, a couple observations, and granted, I'm not a professional driver or a track driver, so I'm not gonna pretend to be one. I'm just gonna give you just the casual perspective of what it felt like driving these two cars on track. So first things first, getting in the Cayman versus the Corvette with a helmet, I got in much easier into the Cayman versus the Corvette. The interior of the Corvette, even though it looks like a bigger car, the Cayman felt a lot more spacious and a lot more comfortable with the helmet on. Now, the second thing, as far as the driving dynamics, the speed, they both feel very, very similar in power. It's just with the Cayman GT4 and the 4-liter, the natural high red line makes it somewhat funner to drive, for the lack of a better term. Of course, the Z06 takes care of that with the C8 Corvette. But the other thing is that the driving dynamics, the overall feel in the Cayman GT4, it feels a lot more buttoned down, a lot tighter. I feel like you can pinpoint that car a lot better. Obviously, mid-engine, both of them are mid-engine, but the GT4 is a little lighter than the C8 Corvette. That's my overall thought on these two cars. They're both amazing, phenomenal to drive on the track. But again, the GT4 felt a little bit tighter, a little bit more buttoned down, a little bit more comfortable. So that's pretty much it. If you've got any questions, please make sure you leave me a comment down below. And till next time, drive steady.